Welcome back students once again to the online lectures of design of pre-stressed concrete structures through JCE eConnect. So in the last session we had started a discussion with we have discussed about the anchorage design or the anchorage zone stresses in post tension beams. Okay, so before going to the today's session I'll just review the previous session discussion. Okay, so we have discussed about the anchorage zone and how the stresses will develop in the anchorage zone due to the pre-stressing force P and when the tendon is anchored at the end. So how the pre-stressing force will develop, so that we discussed. So I'll just show you once again. So we have gone through this. Okay, so that is how the local zone will transfer the stresses to the internal part of the concrete. Okay, so this is the stressed area, okay, where the stresses are developed through the force, pre-stressing force, okay, and a tendon which is transferred through the tendon. Okay, and one more which is important, I have discussed with this part also. Okay, so here as I told you, there are two types of flow of forces. Okay, one is the longitudinal direction and one more is in a transverse direction. Okay, so these are the forces travel in longitudinal direction. Okay, and these are the transverse direction. Okay, and these forces will develop the compressive stresses and the tensile stresses in the concrete. Okay, so here we can see as I had told you, just I'll recall once again. Okay, you can see this is the more stressed area. Okay, because the force is directly transferred to this. Okay, then the force are from convex, it will become to convex. Okay, so it has become parallel. Okay, you can see here it will travel and it will become parallel at some distance, that is y naught. Okay, yo. Then these are the nothing but the transverse, nothing but the tensile stresses. These are all the compressive forces. These are all the compressive forces. The longitudinal forces are nothing but compressive. These are nothing but the tensile forces, and these try to travel away from the area, try to open the concrete or try to spill out the concrete. So these the transverse force will try to develop the tensile stresses in concrete and try to burst the concrete. Okay, so these we have to take care of these forces. We have to take care of these forces, and we have to design a special reinforcement, or we have to design a adequate reinforcement or a special arrangement you have to make at the end of the pre-stressing section. Okay, where we are going to anchor the cable. At that zone we have to provide the adequate reinforcement or a special arrangement to resist the bursting force. Okay, or to resist the tensile stress developed in the concrete. Even I have told you about this, how the we have discussed the flow of the forces. Again these are becoming parallel towards the, and the flow will be uniform, but here the flow is not uniform. The zone A, B, C also I discussed about how the stresses will develop at A, zone B and zone C, etc. Okay, and also I had told you about this okay, there are different zones. The first stage, okay, you can see the compression and even the tensile stresses. Okay, the bursting tension, it is called as a bursting tension, which try to nothing but tensile force will try to burst the concrete. That's what is called as a bursting tension. Okay, then after that you can see this is the compression zone. So compression here in the first zone it was very less, but tension was more. But here the compression is little bit higher and tension is reduced because it is away from it. See, it is very near to the face of the section, but here it is little bit away from the face of the section. So as we moves away from the face of the or the anchorage end, the tension is decreasing. here again it is tension is decreasing. Okay, but compression is there, so we don't have to worry about compression because the concrete is strong in compression, so we don't have any problem about it. Okay, so here, so for this zone, that is the first stage, this stage is very important. This stage is very important. So for the stage, whatever the tension is developed, for that this tension we have to design a special reinforcement or the adequate reinforcement to resist the tension, otherwise it will try to burst the concrete. So that's what is called as bursting tension. Okay, the bursting force will develop in the concrete. Okay, so this is regarding the last session. Okay, so in the today's session we are going to discuss about how to investigate the anchorage zone stresses. In the last session we have discussed about what are the stresses developed and how the stresses develop in the concrete. But here in this session we are going to discuss the investigation on anchorage zone stresses, how to investigate those stresses or how to compute those stresses. So here it is given as the nature of stresses and the bursting tension can be estimated by following methods. So there are some methods to calculate the bursting tension and the stresses developed in the concrete due to the precessing force at the anchorage zone. Okay, so there are 4 methods basically. First of all, the Mangle's method, Guyon's method, Rose method, and we have the Codal method. Codal method we have British code, Indian code and American code. So these are all methods are one another, they have used the methods the same here. Okay, there is small difference but all are same, and we are following the Indian code here. We are following the Indian code. So as per the Indian code, we have to find out we have to investigate the stresses developed in the precious concrete at the anchorage end. Okay, so Indian code provision. So what Indian code provision says? Okay, so the provision of the Indian standard code IS 1343. So we have to refer IS 1343 for the computation of bursting tensile force in the end block is based on the work of Rose and hence similar to British code. So as I told you, again the Indian code is similar to British code, and these two again, these codes have used the theory of Rose method. Okay, Rose method. So either you use Indian code or British code or Rose theorem, one another same. So that's what is mentioned for the computation of bursting tensile force in the end block is based on the work of Rose and hence are similar to the bursting code of provision. So which is given by FBST is equal to, okay, by British code or the Indian code, both are same. FBST is equal to P into bracket of 0.32 minus 0.3 YPO upon YO or YP naught upon Y naught, YP naught upon Y naught, where FB is equal to bursting tensile force. So by using this equation we are going to find out what is the bursting force developed in the concrete. Okay, so that there is nothing but bursting tensile force, bursting tensile force, then the tensile stress. After that we are going to find out this tensile stress, that is equal to FC into bracket of 0.98 minus 0.825 YP naught upon Y naught. Okay, 0.98 minus 0.25 YP naught upon Y naught into FC. Okay, then after that one more important is to determine YP naught and Y naught. YP naught and Y naught, that is very important. Okay, so again it is based on the location of cable. Okay, so here for concentric cable, suppose the cable is concentric. Okay, it is passing through the centroid of the section, the cable is concentric. So in that case you have to use you have to take the YP naught is nothing but the size of the anchor plate directly. The YP naught is the size of anchor plate which will be given in the problem. Okay, then the Y naught, if the cable is concentric, the Y naught is, so here the YP naught is size of anchor plate and Y naught is 2 times Y1, 2 times, so this is nothing but Y1, so this is Y1, so 2 times Y1 nothing but it is a depth of beam, 2 times Y1 means it is a depth of beam. So YP naught we have to use as size of anchor plate and y naught is equal to 2 times y1. So 2 times y1. Suppose agar the size of the beam is given as 200 mm by 300 mm. Okay, so y1 क्या हुआ 150. So y naught is 2 times y1. So 150 and 150 300 mm. Okay, if cable is concentric, only in case of cable is concentric, and if the anchor plate size is given by 150 by 150, so yp naught will be 150. Okay, that way you have to use the values for yp naught and y naught. Okay, then after that, if the cable is concentric, okay, sorry, if the cable is eccentric, for the eccentric cable, for example like this, okay, so this is the centroid of the cable. Okay, so that time you have to use yp naught is equal to size of anchor plate. Again, there is no change here. Okay, so p stand for anchor plate, so yp naught stand for size of anchor plate, but y naught is, suppose you will get the centroid of the cable from the center of the section. So centroid of the cable from the center of section, so that will be y naught. So y naught plus y naught, okay, or y1 plus y1, so that is y naught. So y plus y, so that is y naught. So 2y naught is what? 2y naught is what? Y naught plus y naught. Y naught plus y naught, so that is 2y naught you have to use. Okay, so that is nothing but means how to utilize this values of yp naught or y naught. So this way, if the cable is concentric and the cable is eccentric, so this way you have to utilize the values of the yp naught and y naught. Okay, so this is regarding based on the cable profile, sorry, not cable profile, the location of cable, whether the cable is concentric or cable is eccentric. Okay, so the cable is concentric, so directly the yp naught is size of anchor plate, and the y naught is 2 times y1. Okay, and y1 is the centroidal, the distance from the center of the cable to the face of the extreme face of the beam section, so that's why it is y1 plus y1, so that will be y naught. Okay, and here, so small correction, so yp naught y naught, so here it is yp naught and y naught. Okay, and for the cable is eccentric. Okay, so if the cable is eccentric with some eccentricity e, so that will be, so the y1, and so here is a small again correction, so this is y1, both are y1 and y1, so that is y naught. Okay, so again the ypo is, so yp naught is size of anchor plate and y naught is, sorry, y1 plus y1. Okay, so this y1 plus y1, so 2 y1, so yp naught is size of anchor plate and y naught is y1 plus y1. Okay, so based on this we'll solve one small problem to calculate the stresses. Okay, to calculate the stresses. So before that, just have gone through this with that is to get the bursting force. So what is bursting force here? The bursting force is when the cable is pulled and anchored at the ends, the cable tend to contract elastically, and the preceding force P gets transferred over the concrete beam, and it will develop a compression force. This cause high localized stresses in the ends of the beam near the cable anchor. So how the bursting force will develop? So when the cable is pulled and anchored at the end, the cable is pulled and anchored at the end, okay, and tends to go back or contract, develop a compressive force and try to go back, contract elastically, and because of that the preceding force P, whatever the force is developed, that will transfer to the concrete. Okay, that is compressive force, and this cause high localized stresses. So the stresses will develop, okay, high localized stresses will develop like this, right? High localized stresses will develop at the end of the beam near the cable anchors. Okay, near the cable anchors. So therefore at the end you have to, this at the end of the beam, it has to withstand the high compression as well the tensile stresses. So for that, to avoid that bursting failure, bursting tension, we have to design a special reinforcement, the adequate reinforcement we need to provide at the ends. So we'll see how to design that reinforcement. Okay, we'll solve one problem to design the end reinforcement or the anchorage reinforcement at the ends. Okay, so here it is given as the problem number 1 over the design of end block. The end block of a post tension pre-stressed concrete beam 300 mm by 300 mm for the post tension. So you can see here it's a post tension pre-stressed concrete beam 300 mm by 300 mm is subjected to a concentric anchorage force. So it is very important here. So it is a concentric anchorage force of 832,800 8,32,800 Newton, 832,800 Newton by Freycinet anchorage. So it's a anchorage system. So in the starting of the classes in the college, I had discussed about there are different types of anchorage systems are there. Okay, Gifford Dudal, Mangal-Bletton, Freycinet system. So these are all the anchorage system. Okay, so Freycinet bar using the Freycinet anchorage of area 11720 mm square. So the anchorage system of having area 11720 mm square. Design and detail the anchorage reinforcement. Now we have to design and detail the anchorage reinforcement. Okay, for that. So let's look out the given data first. So it is given P, that is the precessing force 83. Sorry, this is 83. So this is 832800. So make a correction here. So it is 832800 Newton. Then the cross section of end block is 300 mm by 300 mm. So we have to design end block for a cross section at the end is 300 by 300, and the area of the anchorage is given as 11720 mm square. The anchorage plate size of having area 11720 mm square. Understood? So now so a small figure with respect to that. So we have the cross section of end, the end block is 300 mm by 300, and this the yellow color we can see it's an anchorage system, okay, of having area 11720 mm square. Understood? Okay, so we have to design and detail the anchorage reinforcement. So we have to design the anchorage reinforcement, okay, and you have to give the detailing part also. So now we have the bursting tensile force. We have bursting tensile force FBST, because we should have the bursting tensile force first. So for that we have to design the anchorage system. Until and unless if you don't know the how much the bursting force is developing in the concrete, so you can easily find out. For that, whatever the reinforcement we have to design, okay, that is already I have discussed, that is 0.32 minus 0.3 into bracket of yp naught upon y naught, yp naught upon y naught. Okay, so so here P is given. First you look out, P is given, then the question is to get yp naught and y naught. Okay, so they are given. So for determination of yp naught and y naught, so next for the determination of yp naught and y naught. Okay, so they are given the anchorage system is Freycinet system. Okay, so it is given here It is given as Freycinet system of anchorage. It is given as a Freycinet system of anchorage, where the area of the anchorage, suppose the area of anchorage, it is a circular area of anchorage, it is given as area of anchorage is given as 11720 mm square. It is a circular, we will assume it is a circular cable or a plate which is provided. Okay, so therefore by converting circular anchorage into square anchorage, we will assume it is given as circular anchorage because nothing is mentioned, so only area is mentioned, so we will assume it is a circular anchorage. So therefore, so how we can convert? So for square it is a, suppose side of the square is a, by a is equal to a square, so we can a find out very easily, is equal to square root of 11720, so we will get a is equal to 108.25 mm. So it is a 108.25, so this means the plate is of size 108.25. okay, it is a plate size of 108.25, so this is the plate size of 108.25. understood? So I'll just redraw here. It is a square plate, it's a plate of size 108.25 by okay. So therefore it is nothing but it is a anchorage plate size, so Yp naught is already, it is anchorage plate size. So Yp naught is equal to here 108.25 mm. okay, so Yp naught is here 108.25 mm. okay, understood? So we got Yp naught. Also Y naught is equal to as I told you, Y naught is equal to, because it is a concentric, so that is Y1 plus Y1, okay, where Y1 is equal to 150 mm. How you got this? So that is 300 by 2, because it is a concentric plate, so that is 150 mm. So Y naught is equal to again 300 mm. So we got Yp naught and we got Y naught. okay, so we can easily find out the bursting force. So therefore the bursting force FBST is equal to, I will rewrite the formula once again, P into bracket of 0.32 minus 0.3 Yp naught upon Y naught. Make it complete. Okay. So P is given as 832,800 into bracket of 0.32 minus 0.3. Yp naught is 108.25 and Y naught is 300. okay. So we'll get this, the bursting force as FBST as 176.34 kilonewton. So what it is, 176.34 kilonewton. So now we have to find out the area of reinforcement to resist this bursting force. Okay. So also we know that the tension developed, that is FBST, this the bursting force which will develop the tension should be equal to 0.87 Fy into AST. Understood? So like in RCC we did TU is equal to 0.87 Fy into AST. You are done. Cu is equal to 0.3 FCK B into D and Tu is equal to 0.87 Fy AST. So Tu is nothing but the bursting force here which will develop tension. So Fb is equal to 0.87 Fy AST. So therefore from this we can easily get AST is equal to FBST divided by 0.87 Fy. Okay, 0.87 Fy. So here assuming Fy is equal to 415 Newton per mm square, assuming Fy is equal to 415 Newton per mm square. So therefore it is Fb is equal to 176.34 into 10⁻³ divided by 0.87 into Fy is 415. So we will get this as 0.87 Fy into 415. So we will get this as, so we'll check. So it is 176.25 into 3 divided by 'so we'll get this area as, so we'll get AST, that is the area of steel we need to provide at the anchorage end, so that is 488.4 mm square. Okay, 488.4 mm square. Now using 10 mm dia bars, by using 10 mm dia bars, we will find out the number of bars. So therefore number of bars is equal to 488.4 divided by area of one bar, that is pi by 4 into 10 square. So we will get 6.2 numbers. Okay. So here one thing you have to remember, we have to provide the bars like the addition of 3, like if you provide 3, then next should be 6, then next should be 9. We cannot provide, if you get 6.2 is equal to 7 bars. No, the bars should be equally distributed. Okay, in terms of 3 number of bars. So 3, next number should be 6. If 6 is not possible, we have to go for 9 numbers. We cannot provide 7 numbers here. We cannot provide the number of bars as 7 numbers. Okay, it should be addition of 3 bars. Okay, 3 additions of bars you have to provide. So here we cannot provide 7 number of bars, so we have to provide the next addition, that is 3. So 3 plus 3 6 plus 3 9. So we have to provide 9 number of bars. So I will write here. So therefore provide 9 bars each into perpendicular direction. Into perpendicular direction in 3 layers in 3 layers. So that we have to provide as a mesh. So I'll just show you how to provide those bars. Okay, suppose if this is our anchorage end, the end anchorage of the beam, okay, and here we have the centroid of the pre-stressing force. So the cable should be, so the bars should be provided like this. So I have got 9 bars, so 3, 3, 3 like that. So first of all, the vertical bars, 1, 2, 3, but total bars are 9, okay, in vertical direction, and again 9 bars in horizontal direction. Again 9 bars in horizontal direction. Wait a minute, I'll show you. Okay, so again here it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's a elevation. Okay, so we can say, and this we have to provide at a distance of up to what distance? We have to provide these reinforcement to a distance of y0, that is 300 mm. Okay, that is 300 mm. Understood? Then the first bar should start at a distance of 0.1 y0. So that is means 30 mm. That is means 30 mm. Okay, understood? So here how these bars now? You can see here there is it is elevation. So in elevation, vertical bars we can see only one, but the horizontal bars, those are dots. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? How the 9 bars here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So how many? 9 bars. So here verticals 1, then another 2 bars behind this bar. Behind this vertical bar there are another 2 bars. So 3, 3, 3. So if you want to see in the plan, if you look from this side, how it looks. So it looks like I'll use the same color here. So the vertical bars you can see like this: 1, 2, 3. So these 3 bars. 1, 2, 3, and horizontal bars 1, 2, 3. Are you getting it? So this mesh consists of these plus this together, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's what is given as provide 9 bars in each into perpendicular direction in 3 layers. 9 bars into 3 layers. So 3 bars vertical in 3 layers, 3 bars horizontal in 3 layers. तो कितने हुए? 9 bars in each direction. So 9 vertical, 9 horizontal. Okay. So these together are 3 plus 3. So 3 horizontal, 3 vertical. So I can write 3H and 3V. Okay, understood? And these are 10 mm dia, and these should provide at a distance of up to y0, that is 300 mm, and should start, the first bar should start at a distance of 0.1 y0, that is 30 mm. Okay, so understood? So this is regarding the design of end anchorage reinforcement, okay, for pre-stressed concrete, especially in post tension sections. Okay, thank you.